serbisyong para sa bayan.
Handog ng mga eskolar ng bayan, inihahandog ng National Service Training Program ng Universidad ng Pilipinas Diliman ang
Serbisyong Tatak UP.
Taas kamay, mga bagong bayani, sa harap ng pagsubok, huwag kang susuko. Bigyan ng boses ang sigaw ng masa, ang bagong pag-asa ay mula sa'yo, mula sa'yo, mula sa'yo. Panibagong pag-asa ay mula sa'yo.
Hello mga classmates, nakikinig kayo sa Serbisyong Tatak UP, hatid sa inyo ng NSTP Diliman Office sa pakikipagtulungan sa DZUP 1602, Kasali Ka. Ako po si classmate JJ Malate.
At ako naman po si classmate Ibay, ang Serbisyong Tatak UP, ang programang tumatalakay sa National Service Training Program or NSTP ng UP Diliman. Isa itong Gandingan Award-winning radio program na kung saan ang mga episodes ay nagagamit bilang resource material sa mga classroom-based discussions ng NSTP Diliman.
Magandang araw sa iyo classmate Ibay. Ito ang ating unang pagkakataon na magsama sa isang episode dito
nice
sa
to meet
programa.
you.
Yes. Opo. Classmate Ibay, noong nakaraang episode ay napag-usapan ninyo ni na classmate Gian and classmate Maureen Araneta at classmate Napi Navarra ang paksa tungkol sa pagpapangalaga ng ating mga open spaces, especially sa ating campus. Ating natutunan na mahalaga ang tandaan ng tatlong prinsipyo sa open spaces. And isa na nga rito, no, yung pagkakaroon ng consciousness sa mga iba rin na gumagamit ng ating mga open spaces.
So, tinalakay rin na as an academic community, we have evolving needs. Also given technological advancements and the different learning modes na kailangan talaga ng development sa infrastructure, hindi naman mapipigilan ito. Ngunit, kailangan din ito balansehin sa sustainability. Ibig sabihin, we should also have the interests of our future end users in mind. Dito rin binigyang halaga ang partisipasyon ng mas maraming stakeholders sa decision-making ng pag-develop ng ating mga open spaces dito sa campus.
Ayan. Ngayong araw naman ay pagtutuunan natin ang panibagong topic. Ayan, ibigay natin ang ating atensyon sa isang panibagong paksa tungkol sa NSTP Common Modules na Environmental Protection at Basic Life Saving. Para sa mga estudyanteng NSTP, ang pagtalakay sa halamang gamot at urban gardening ay isa sa makabagong pagkakataon upang matutunan ang tungkol sa kalusugan at pangangalaga sa kapaligiran sa isang praktikal na paraan.
Ang mga urban garden ay nagsisilbing isang mabisang solusyon upang buhayin ang mga luntiang espasyo sa mga cities natin, magbigay ng sariwang hangin at mag-ambag sa kalusugan ng komunidad. Tama ba, classmate Bong?
Ba? Tama-tama ang topic ninyo kasi no, yung talk ko earlier this year ay exactly on biodiversity and conservation of the environment. No? So, sa ngayon, no, talagang dahil yung ating spaces, even the urban spaces, ay nakukuha na ng mga ng bato, ng konkreto, no? Mga bahay, mga buildings, so nawawalan na yung ating mga parks, nawawalan na nating natural environments. Importante na ma-preserve natin ito for future generations.
Ayan. So, pakilala natin ang ating guest, classmate JJ.
Narinig na natin at nakita niyo ang ating mga tagapakinig and viewers. Yes, ang ating guest. Ang ating guest classmate ngayon ay naging guest na rin po natin noong 2019. Ngunit sa araw na ito ay ibang topic naman ang kanyang ibabahagi sa atin. Siya po ay isang eksperto sa larangan ng tradisyonal na medisina sa kalusugan. Kilala siya sa kanyang mga kontribusyon sa pagpapalaganap ng kaalaman tungkol sa herbal medicine sa bansa. At siya rin ay aktibong kalahok sa iba't ibang proyekto ng pamahalaan at mga organisasyon na nagpo-promote ng mga alternatibong solusyon sa kalusugan. Bukod sa kanyang trabaho sa Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, siya po ay naging bahagi ng UP Octa Research until now. Diba? Po, isang team na nagsasagawa ng pagsusuri at mga rekomendasyon ukol sa mga usapin ng kalusugan at agham sa bansa. Ang kanyang kontribusyon sa Octa ay nakatulong sa pagpapalawak ng kaalaman at pananaw sa mga health trends at mga solusyon sa mga hamon ng pandemya. And aside from that, syempre prepared tayo sa
diba?
sa introduction ng ating guest classmate. Siya po ay nagtrabaho sa Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare At ngayon ay siya ay practicing physician at professorial lecturer sa UP Diliman College of Science, kung saan nagtuturo siya ng Science Policy at Society. Siya po ay nagtuturo sa UP College of Medicine on Traditional Medicine, and dagdag pa dyan, siya po ay miyembro ng editorial board in the Encyclopedia for Philippine Medicinal Plants Volume 4, the Philippine Pharmacopoeia. Tama po bang aking pronunciation?
Diba? Natakot ako dun sa word.
Medyo the Profiling Survey of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare Practitioners in the Philippines.
Yes, hindi pa nagtatapos dyan. Siya ay nagsagawa rin ng maraming pananaliksik sa larangan ng tradisyonal na gamot at kalusugan na naglalayong isulong ang integrasyon ng mga natural na remedyo sa modernong pangangalaga sa kalusugan. Ang kanyang mga pag-aaral ay nagbigay ng masusing pag-unawa sa mga benepisyo ng mga halamang gamot at kung paano ito nakakatulong sa pagpapabuti ng kalusugan ng komunidad, lalo na sa mga hindi kayang makapagpagamot sa mga ospital. Nagbabalik tayo sa ating guest. So welcome muli, classmate Rodrigo Angelo Butch, CO.
Maraming salamat sa napaka-malalim at mahabang
Yes.
introduction. It's actually I'm actually happy to be back here
Opo.
sa DZUP. Nabanggit ko na yun before, no, na ako I think this is my second home
Opo.
sa broadcasting, no, kasi I believe, no, ang unang stint ko dito was early before 2010 pa yata, no, and I'm glad to be back here para maibigay ang aking mga pananaw at yung aking mga expert opinion sa bagay ngayon
Yes.
ng halamang gamot.
Ayan.
Yan. So we're so happy to have you. So let's start now with the first question. So ano ang mga pangunahing benepisyo ng halamang gamot para sa kalusugan? Ano po ang mga karaniwang sakit na maaaring gamutin gamit ang mga herbal plants?
Yung ating herbal plants ay very rich yung ating heritage dyan, ano? Yung paggamit natin ng mga decoctions o mga tsaa, yung mga pinapahid natin sa ating mga kutis o balat dahil sa mga sugat o kaya sa buni o an noon ay ginagamit natin ang herbal medicines, no? So ang lawak ng practical applications ng herbal medicines, no? Nakita natin ito during COVID-19, for instance, no? Noong 2020 example lang, ay wala talaga tayong makitang gamot para sa SARS-CoV-2 or the virus that causes COVID-19. And we went to the research on several herbs such as lagundi, tawa-tawa, no? So yung virgin coconut oil kasama din, no? So dahil diyan, nag-research ang UP Manila under the IHM Institute for Herbal Medicine on the use of lagundi for COVID-19 at nakita nila na effective ito para sa respiratory symptoms ng COVID-19. We also did some research on VCO or virgin coconut oil for COVID-19, and it found that it shortens the duration of the illness of COVID. So from a very conservative or common or usual ailment such as lagnat or sugat we use bayabas, for instance, no? To a more complex and newer health issue like COVID-19, may makikita tayong herbal medicine na pwedeng gamitin. Kailangan lang natin malaman o kung paano ito i-properly prepare at kung anong dosage ng gamot o ng halamang gamot para to give the effect.
What kind of plant ba ang lagundi? Parang I don't think I would be able to identify it kung if it was growing like in my garden, ganun, or
Oo. Ang lagundi is found all over Asia.
Okay.
No? Even Thailand, meron din lagundi sa India, sa Malaysia, it's all over Asia, no? And it is called Vitex negundo, yan yung kanyang generic name, no? Vitex negundo, at ito ay may 5 fingers na dahon na in the Philippines, no, the lagundi has 2 forms, yung dahon na medyo serrated or may mga guhit-guhit sa gilid, at may dahon din ng lagundi na smooth, no, pero ang overall appearance ito ay sa isang stalk ng lagundi leaf, no, may 5 dahon siya, no. And ang paggamit ito ay napakuluan. At ginagamit yung tsaa, no, to relieve asthma and cough, no. And now, as I've mentioned a while ago, for the symptoms of COVID. So ang lagundi is a very nice story, no. Kung okay lang, kwento ko na lang actually
Yes,
habang nandito tayo
please.
sa ng lagundi.
Very curious din.
Early on in the 1980s yata, or even in the 70s, UP Manila did a study on lagundi. They went all over the Philippines, no? At they surveyed kung anong mga common herbal plants ang ginagamit ng iba't ibang region sa buong Pilipinas, and they found lagundi to have been used all over, no. And they listed down some of the indications or mga diseases na pwede sa lagundi. Nakita lang meron for cough, meron sa abdominal pain, meron for headache, may for fever pa nga, no. But ang most common was for cough, no. And so sinuri ito ng UP Manila at nalaman nila na this is effective for asthma, no. And they did a clinical trial on this, no. Ibig sabihin ay they did laboratory work on lagundi, then they did trials on of course sa animal studies, and then human clinical trials. And because of that, nakita nila na effective siya for asthma and cough. So, yan ang kwento ng lagundi, and we hope that there are many more herbs na dumaan sa ganyang proseso para magamit na ng bansa yung mga indigenous niyang mga halaman.
Yes. Madali bang i-propagate ang lagundi?
Madali yung i-propagate. Actually, baka hindi nyo alam, may lagundi na pala sa backyard ninyo. No? Kung titingnan nyo ang lagundi, isa shrub, no? Medyo mababa lang siya, no? Pero kapag tumubo siya, no, it grows in groups, at meron siyang nabanggit ko na, no, na 5 leaflets per stalk, no. At ito ay karaniwan, no, actually kahit nasa bakuran, kahit lang sa bangketa, may nakikita kang mismo mga halaman na lagundi na tumutubo, no. So this is indigenous or endemic sa atin. This is lagundi has been found to be effective in the Philippines for cough, no. Now, I just want to make a story then. There are many other lagundis all over Asia. Not all lagundi or Vitex negundo have the same efficacy as the Philippine version. No,
Okay.
at ito ay sinasabi na rin ni Dr. Cecil Marambalasarte of UP Manila na ang ating lagundi ay espesyal. Ang lagundi natin ay talagang tunay na Pilipino na lagundi na effective para sa asthma.
OG.
Original
po. Opo.
So, yung gusto ko naman, bukod sa lagundi, you also mentioned bayabas. Kasi naalala ko nung bata ako, which is a long time ago, ganun din, yung mga, nung nagkakasakit kami, yung measles, chickenpox, ganyan, bayabas naman ang ginagamit.
Yung bayabas actually, nung tayo ay maliliit pa, not so long ago naman, no? Nung ako ay nasusugatan, for example, naglalaro at nadapa at nagkaroon ng galo sa tuhod o sa siko o kung saan man, no? Ang nanay ko ay meron kaming bayabas tree, no?
Kami
At
din.
kumukuha siya ng mga ilang dahon, siguro mga 20 na dahon, lilinisin niya at ilalagay sa pot with water at pakukuluan niya. Aantayin niya na yung water ay maging parang brown at may certain smell ang bayabas na pinakukuluan. Pag naamoy na niya yon at nakita na niya na medyo brown na yung water, papatayin niya yung apoy, palalamigin niya, at yan ang ipang-rinse sa sugat. And bayabas has been found to be antibacterial in nature. That's why it is effective, no, for wounds, no, to prevent the infection ng superficial or even deep wounds, no. So these are the kinds of stories, or this is the kind of characteristics of herbal plants na sana malaman ng ating mga kabataan.
Yes.
Kasi hindi na nila nakikita na nagkukulo ng mga lagundi, hindi nila nakikita nagpapakulo ng bayabas, no. Nakikita nila sa butika, pabili nga ng isang tabletang lagundi, gano'n. Pabili nga ng bayabas, di ko alam kung merong bayabas na ointment, no, na pwedeng mabili sa butika. Pero these are the things that are truly Filipino that we must preserve.
Yeah, so yun nga, I was about to say, parang it's interesting na nung bata tayo, so panahon ng mga parents namin and our grandparents, ginagawa pa yan. Parang practice siya talaga. Part siya. I mean, parang in traditional medicine. Kaya lang parang hindi ko na nakikita ngayon. Ayun. And I think this is related to your question, classmate JJ.
Opo, kanina nabanggit ni classmate Butch na we're very rich sa mga medical properties ng mga halamang ito. Siguro maganda din pong itanong, ano yung papel ng mga halamang gamot sa kasaysayan at kultura ng ating bansa? Bakit po mahalaga para sa atin ang tradisyonal na medisina sa mga Pilipino po?
Napakalalim naman, classmate, ang tanong mo, no? I gave a talk earlier this year sa Philippine Herbal Summit, which was conducted by the UP Manila group, also by IHM, no? And there I shared my insights on herbal medicine, no? And there I said that ang ating kultura, ang ating heritage ay deeply rooted in healthcare, no? From the babaylans, no? The shamans that we have, the hilots,
yes.
the albolarios,
Opo.
the herbolarios, no, that use the environment, no, nature, no, yung halaman, yung mga bato-bato, yung mga yung sunlight and clean air, no, ginagamit natin yan. We involve ourselves in nature, no. Naniniwala ako kasi na ang mga Pilipino, no, we are by culture, no, we are forces of nature, no, that we use nature, no, to regain balance. Now, the importance naman of herbal medicine in our culture, no, because it is identified with us, no, we should preserve it, no. It is part of our not only tradition, but also of our identity as Filipinos, no?
Yes.
And ang thesis ko during that conference was that to be able to gather Filipinos to have one singular identity, kasi iba't ibang mga probinsya, iba't ibang mga kultura eh. Iba yung Bisaya,
Opo.
sa Tagalog, 'di ba? Iba yung Waray, no? Iba yung mga Ilonggo, we are different, no? Kasi archipelagic tayo eh, no? But when we use health, no, or environment or nature in health, we become one, all of us, from Luzon to Mindanao. We have a heritage in herbal medicine. We have a heritage in traditional and indigenous medicine. That is something we share, no. And maraming usapin ngayon sa decolonialism. If in UP Diliman, that's a big thing, no. And I think this is one way that we can uphold our identity as Filipinos, to use traditional medicine.
Yes, so I guess I'm curious because, you know, as a medical professional, classmate Doc Butch, 'di ba? So madaming kasi dun sa profession kasi na yan, parang malaki din yung reliance, I guess, on technology and also advanced medicine, yung manufactured medicine, ganyan. Yun din it's part, 'di ba? It's part of your profession, 'di ba? So I'm curious as to how this became your advocacy and why should it be our advocacy also?
Nag-umpisa to talaga nung ako ay maliit pa, no, na talagang na-expose ako sa traditional medicine, no, from the pinauusukan, no, yung nagkaroon ako ng lymphadenitis, no, sa paa, yung paa ko lumobo, no, for some reason, no, at dinala ako ng lola ko sa isang albularyo at pinausukan niya. And then nawala after the next day, no? And then nakwento ko na yung kwento ko about bayabas, no? And I've used also I've seen the use of sambong, I've seen the use of Acapulco for fungal infections, no? Mga buni at an, no? Now, I have kept that in my heart, no? Even throughout my medical education. And I was fortunate, no, that in Philippine medical education, kasama ang traditional medicine in many modules, in pharmacology, in community medicine, in preventive medicine. So even as a physician, no, Filipino doctors are actually quite pro herbal medicine use. no. Of course, no, as time went by, no, yung ibang mga klase ko nag-specialize to surgery, to pediatrics, etc. Ako, I remained, no, in this specialization in traditional medicine kasi kailangan may doktor na nag-champion din ng traditional medicine. So even though this is a road less traveled, this is a road which I think is worth traveling, and it is something that we need more of, more doctors to advocate traditional medicine.
Opo, and kung ngayon din napapansin po natin, classmate Boch, no, na with the existence of the technology and all, parang yung spotlight po when it comes to traditional medicine medyo napapalayo ng kaunti, di ba po?
Ang sinasabi ko sa mga estudyante natin sa UP College of Medicine, no, and even my class in STS, no, technology can go two ways. No? We can go forward with technology as we know in STS. Sa mga classmates natin dito na nag-STS sa akin, no, alam niyo na merong computer age or information age, and before that, industrial revolution. Then after that, the information age, and now we are crossing into artificial intelligence, the age of AI, no. Now we are progressing forward. Science is progressing, science is developing. How else can we develop science? Ang sinasabi ko ay there are certain issues which cannot be solved immediately by modern science or modern medicine. Perhaps the solution is in the past. Perhaps the solution is looking into the herbal medicine. No, we are focused too much on advancing science to use technologies, to use computers, to use yung mga genetic equipment natin, no. But are we forgetting that meron ding power ang herbs, meron ding power ang traditional medicine, no? And sometimes, like in COVID-19, no, it did help.
Yes.
No?
Siguro, but I'll play, before we go on break, I'll play the devil's advocate. Siguro later we can go back to it. Pero devil's advocate lang, classmate Butch. Kasi parang trying to look for that balance dun sa herbal treatments and when you really need the science na. I mean, so mamaya balikan natin yun, ha? Kasi minsan, sasabihin nila, hindi, ano lang yan, dahon-dahon, ganun. Pero actually, kailangan na ng talagang mas matinding mga gamot, di ba? For certain ailments. So, trying to look for the balance doon. So, ayun. Mamaya.
Bibitinin muna natin ang ating mga classmates. Sa ating pagbabalik, tuloy-tuloy pa rin pong ating diskusyon tungkol sa Luntiang Lunas, Halamang, Gamot at Hardin ng Bayan. Huwag kalimutang i-like ang aming Facebook page, facebook.com/Serbisyong Tatak UP. Maari po kayong sumali sa aming usapan. Mag-tweet lamang gamit ang hashtag Serbisyong Tatak UP.
Ang DZUP 1602 ay kasapi ng KBP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magbabalik po ang Serbisyong Tatak UP dito sa DZUP 1602. Kasali ka.
Halika na makinig sa DZUP 1602. Tayo na makinig sa DZUP 1602. Ikaw ako, tayo sa DZUP 1602. Kasali ka.
8 out of 10 teenagers experience cyberbullying through social media. Cyberbullies use email and instant messaging to spread lies. If you're being bullied, reach out to an adult that you know and trust. There are a lot of ways to get the help and support that you need. If cyberbullying is happening to you or a loved one, you can contact the National Bureau of Investigation at 521-9208, local numbers 3429 and 3497. A message from DZUP 1602, Kasali ka.
That time, I was wearing a jacket and pants. Suot ko nun yung pulang bestida na bigay ng nanay ko.
I was wearing a sando and black leggings.
Nakasuot ako ng daily school uniform kasi may pasok nun.
Whatever we were wearing, we were not and we will never be asking for it. End victim blaming. Stop rape culture.
A public service reminder from DZUP 1602. Kasali ka.
Serbisyong Tatak UP.
Ayan, nagbabalik po ang Serbisyong Tatak UP. Ako po muli si classmate JJ Malate.
At ako naman si classmate Ibay, kasama pa rin natin si classmate Butch.
Yes, classmate Butch, bati ka ulit sa ating mga listeners and viewers.
Kanina nagdi-discuss pa tayo during
Oo
the
nga.
break eh.
Oh, yeah, I like I said, no, I'm glad to be back here, no. And hello pala sa aking mga
Fans.
estudyante sa STS. Ito po ay magiging required ninyo na
Napanoorin.
panoorin.
Ayan, sa unang bahagi po ng ating usapan kanina sa segment 1 ay marami na tayong nakuhang mga bagong kaalaman mula sa ating panauhin. Siyempre, nagbigay po si classmate Butch ng mga pangunahing benepisyo ng halamang gamot para sa ating kalusugan and ano yung mga karaniwang sakit na maaring gamutin ng mga halamang gamot na ito. And of course, napasadahan din po natin yung papel ng mga halamang gamot sa kasaysayan at kultura. Nagbalik na tayo sa ating kasaysayan dito sa Pilipinas. Siguro, ipagpatuloy na natin, classmate Ibay, ang
balikan
iyong
natin.
nakat na tanong kanina.
Yes, ayan.
Okay, actually kanina na off the air din pag-usapan
Yes.
din natin, no? Pero sinasabi ko nga again, no, napaka-thought-provoking naman ang mga tanong
Of course.
ni classmate Ibay, no?
Kailangan yan. Para
So-
critical tayo mag-isip. Yan.
So, okay, with regards naman to the use of herbal medicine, no, the World Health Organization has actually said, and I was a delegate. I represented the country sa WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit, and we did acknowledge, no, that traditional medicine does have limitations. Hindi naman lahat na-cure nito. Hindi naman lahat ay dapat, no, na TradMed lang ang kanilang gamitin, no. Much like modern medicine, hindi may limit din naman ang modern medicine. That's why hindi lahat ng gamot ay ginagamit para sa certain types of illnesses, no. For cancers, there are many forms of medicines and drugs for cancer. Hindi naman lahat ay para lahat ng klase ng gamot na yun, no, ay nagagamit for all kinds of cancer. So, ang kailangan malaman natin is, no, what are the clinical trials done already on these herbs, no? Number 2, no, how effective are they in certain populations and in certain illnesses? And third, are they available? No? Ngayon, in terms of nabanggit na off the air yung cancer, no, and there are many patients who look to traditional medicine. I would say alternative. They want to replace kasi herbal medicines, no. Papalitan nila ang kanilang modern medicine protocol into traditional medicine. So we call it alternative, no. We discourage the use of the word alternative, no, but we want to use integrative and complementary medicine instead. So what do I mean by this? No, what does the WHO mean by this? Is that when you have a condition such as cancer, for instance, that you need to have modern medicine protocols or programs or treatments, no, you can actually complement that with the use of traditional medicine. And I let's go back to some examples of COVID, for example, no. In COVID, no, gumagamit tayo ng molnupiravir, gumagamit tayo ng remdesivir, no. But we can also use lagundi to ease the breathing of the patient, no, while he's taking molnupiravir, no, or while he's taking remdesivir. We can have virgin coconut oil, of course, no, na nabanggit ko kanina. So here we are combining the best of East and Western thought, the East and Western wisdom, no. Yan ang sa tingin ko ang isa sa mga avenues where traditional medicine, no, meets universal healthcare. No, that the integration of both cultures, the modern medicine culture and the traditional medicine culture, can actually solve some of the issues of availability, accessibility, affordability of some medicines, no, for some diseases.
Yes, so I agree. So there should be a balance also in the use of traditional medicine and modern medicine, especially yun nga implications na in terms of what you mentioned, the availability and yung economic implications, di ba, of the modern medicine can be very expensive, di ba? So malaking bagay na aware din tayo, di ba, dun sa mga options natin in terms of traditional medicine.
Opo, ayan, isingit na natin dito yung usapin ng urban gardening, classmate Butch and
Yes.
classmate Ibay. Ano-ano po ang mga halamang gamot na ang angkop itanim sa mga urban gardens, and papaano po ninyo irerekomenda ang mga halamang ito bilang bahagi po ng simpleng hardin sa bakuran or sa mga paso, lalo na po sa mga baguhang gardener na katulad ko. For example,
I won't even attempt.
Okay. Actually, tama-tama, no? Well, we're talking about backyard or community garden. I listed down some, no? Of course, we mentioned Lagundi already. Sambong is another one. Oregano, no? Aloe vera can actually be grown in small pots.
Sa buhok yun, di ba?
Sa buhok, oh. But hindi lang yan. Hindi lang
ano
sa
ba
buhok
meron?
ang aloe vera. Para din yan sa burns.
Burns din.
Oo, no?
Parang nakikita ko pampaputi, di ba? Parang mga aloe vera.
sa mga
papaya,
products,
di ba?
commercial
Oo,
products.
yung mga
Yes.
sabon, no?
Yes.
We can also grow malunggay, but you need hindi yan tutubo sa paso, no? Kailangan yung konting parcel of land for malunggay. Bawang is also one which can be grown sa bahay, no? Yerba buena or it's a sort of mint, no? And the yerba buena is actually antiviral. This one you can grow in pots, no? Ang maganda sa yerba buena, meron siyang properties na pang-relieve ng pain. Did you ever wonder why our toothpaste is minty or pepperminty?
Most of the toothpaste, no?
Biko.
Ang iniisip ko for fresh breath.
Yes,
Yun,
also.
kaya siya mint.
Yeah. But yerba buena is a form of mint, ano? It's used to relieve pain. So you can with toothache, no? So kaya sometimes, no, naisip ko bakit kaya minty yung toothpaste? Maybe tama ka, para sa freshness ng breath, no? But perhaps if there is real mint extract or peppermint extract doon sa toothpaste, it helps actually also with toothache, no? We mentioned already bayabas, and I'll mention another one, ginger.
Yes, I love ginger. Yan.
Now, ginger, salabat, salabat. Yes. Sa mga ating mga classmates yan na I don't know kung nakapaglaga na kayo ng ginger at nakainom na kayo ng tunay na ginger tea na ginawa sa bahay. Ito ay salabat, no? Hinahaluan niya ng honey, no? This is used for sore throat and for loss of voice, no?
Yes.
Nawalan ka ng boses. So
Pati yung
salabat.
turmeric, di ba? Parang
Turmeric is, you can also grow that in pots, no? Turmeric or luyang dilaw naman. It's also luya. It's also a form of luya. Kaya lang, ang turmeric is really known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Yung kontramaga. So ang turmeric ay normally nabibili siya in powdered form, but you can grow your own turmeric at pakuluan mo or isama mo sa pagkain. At ito ay healthy sa'yo, no? If you have some sort of inflammation like arthritis, yung mga ganyang klaseng medyo meron na tayo ngayon, kaya baka mag-turmeric ako mamayang hapon.
Ako din, gusto ko yun. Ang ginagawa ko sa kanya sa juicer. Tapos sinahalo ko sa non-indigenous sa apple. Kasi masarap siya, parang apple turmeric. But I think magandang combination din yung mga ganun. That it's not processed, di ba? It's fresh, uncooked. Ganun.
What we are saying about urban gardening is quite difficult now, no? Dahil wala na tayong lupa eh.
Yes.
Naroon ako sa kondo, sige magpalago ka ng malunggay sa loob ng kondo mo. Napakahirap, no? That's why ina-advocate ko na ang certain spaces are allocated per community for these kinds of plants, no? What you can grow in your own kitchen, no, or sa windowsill kung nasa condo kayo, no, ay yung mga halaman na pwedeng tumubo sa paso, no? Nabanggit natin kaninang iba, no? And some of them are mga herbs na most of them are herbs na pwede mong gamitin sa pagkain. Parang para siyang pwede isama sa salad. So yan ang ating sabihin mo ng challenge.
Yes.
Nawawala na tayo ng lugar. Even if maka-cultivate kayo ng herbs in your pots, in your windowsill or in your kitchen sa condominium or sa urban area, no, it does not equate actually to the herb which has grown in soil sa natural environment niya. Hindi pareho yun, no? In fact, I'm doing a study now on what we call secondary metabolites, no, on in effects of climate change on herbal plants. And I've seen some papers saying that over the years, no, we are losing the antioxidant properties of some herbal plants dahil of climate change. The quality of soil is poorer now than before, no? Yung temperature and humidity is different than before, no? So isa yan sa pinag-aaralan natin dito sa UP, no, yung effects ng climate change on herbs. So, but sadly, no, yung ating spaces, no, even yung spaces natin nawawalan na. So we're not even talking about the soil now, we're just talking about kung saan sila lalago.
Yes.
So we might be losing the battle in herbal medicine. It's something important now that we have to talk about, yung conservation nito.
Yes, so related siya dun sa next question sana namin na tungkol sa urban setting, 'di ba? Yung papel ng mga halamang gamot sa pagpapanatili ng isang sustainable na pamumuhay at paano nakakatulong ang mga halamang gamot na itanim mismo sa lungsod, which you talked about earlier, lalo na sa mga taong walang access sa traditional na sakahan. So related to that and from what you mentioned, 'di ba, na parang it seems na potted plants in an urban environment is not as good as the ones planted in wide open spaces. So
yes, no, ang isa sa mga pag-aaral natin, no, yung quality of soil is actually an important element of the beneficial biomolecules found in herbal plants, no. But nevertheless, you grow lagundi, no, in your backyard, in a pot, no, in your condo kung kaya ninyo, no, and you have asthma, you boil it will work, no, because lagundi does have its antioxidant properties, anti-asthma properties, which will help in breathing, no. But then again, no, when you compare that lagundi with something that has been grown in its natural environment, no, mas efficacious, I would say, yung the one that is grown there, no. It's important naman to the urban the environment, no? Gaya natin dito sa UP, no, sa Diliman, although there are plants all over, no, we are still considered urban, no. Sa atin kasi, no, when talk about herbal medicine in urban environment, no, it's actually more of educating our people, no, on the use of herbal medicine, no. It's very difficult to grow herbs in urban areas, yes, no. Napakahirap, no. So we tend to go to the butika na lang, no, and buy lagundi tablets.
Yes.
We buy sambong tablets. We buy Acapulco ointment or Acapulco lotion, no, which is produced by a pharmaceutical, no, and yung kanyang raw materials are from the provinces. So yun ang kapalit na lang, no. But I would say now that it would be good to have herbal plants grown in your homes, no, for just the idea of promoting it para hindi natin makalimutan ang ating heritage.
I see. So talagang from what I gather, kailangan talaga mag-allot ng space for an urban farm or garden when there's space available. Kasi I was thinking of yung mga nagiging proyekto kasi ng mga NSTP students natin na yung pagre-research nila ukol sa vertical garden, hydroponics, yung mga ganon. Any comments on that?
Okay. Sa mga makabagong pamamaraan ng paglago ng isang halaman, yeah, tama ka, we have vertical gardening, we have hydroponics, but even that needs space.
Yes.
Saan mo ilalagay nga yan sa condo mo? yung vertical garden, no. But yes, no, that's one way. One, you can control the environment in a hydroponics laboratory, no. You can control the nutrients that goes into your plants. Yes, of course, no. That will work, no, and I think it should be done. Now, actually, if I can digress, no, so urban, I just want to talk a little bit about the rural areas naman, no. So rural areas kasi, lalo na sa mga GIDA, sa geographically isolated and difficult to access areas, no, disadvantaged areas. Modern medical drugs, specifically during typhoon period o kaya may sakuna earthquake, no, where roadways are blocked and di makarating yung aeroplano dahil may bagyo, no. access to medicine is challenged. And normally, kapag kunyari after typhoon, ang daming sakit, ubo, sipon. Saan sila kukuha ng gamot ngayon? Antayin pa nila yung medical mission? Antayin pa ba nila yung delivery ng gamot sa lugar nila? If they have an herbal garden and they know how to preserve, to dry the leaves, no? Kaya sila mismo beforehand gagawa sila ng syrup, no? From those fresh herbs, no? Acutely or immediately, meron silang access to healthcare from herbal medicines. No, that has been my advocacy when I was working with PITAC, no, to establish herbal gardens in GIDA areas, no, and areas na madalas tinatamaan ng bagyo dahil mahirap pasukan ng mga modern medical drugs, no, and they have to rely on their own resources for the first couple of weeks. Doon natin makikita ang power ng herbal medicines or traditional medicine na lang, no, sa ating health security.
I see. So, yan, you make a good point na importante din ang access to medicine especially for rural areas. Ngayon, siguro parang going towards sa mga proyekto naman para sa mga komunidad, ang pagsasama ng konsepto ng halamang gamot at urban gardening sa isang community project, lalo na usually kasi ang nagiging focus ngayon is food security, and so pag nagkakaroon ng mga projects na ganyan for communities, yung mga edible plants, and usually, so how do we integrate din yung importance na pag i-integrate din ng medicinal plants bukod sa edible?
It goes hand in hand, no? Most herbs are used also as food, as salads, no? So parang it answers also food security. Now, health security is another aspect, no? There's food security and there's health security, no? Sa food security, tama ka, no? Yung ating mga gulay na pwede natin ilago sa ating mga backyard, no? That's one way. I remember nga grade 4 ako, no? Meron kaming sa eskwelahan namin sa likod.
Anong taon yun?
A few years ago lang naman.
10 years ago. Hindi, sige.
Kasama, ano yan? Kasama sa work ed program namin ay mag-grow ng cabbages, lettuce, no? Sa plot sa likod ng eskwelahan, no? Di ko nga alam kung ginagawa na yun ngayon ng high school o grade school. Wala.
Ako na-experience ko siya ng elementary.
Sana natutuloy yan, no? That answers food security, no? Kasi meron tayong mga gulay na kino-cultivate. For health security naman, another category of that is herbs, herbal plants. So parang pareho na iba. So you have your gulay for food security and you have your herbal medicine for health security. But they both use land. They both use space, no? So how much of the open space do we have left, no? Now, I'm happy to report that as of I think a month ago, no, we have a study now with UPRI, no, on the propagation of herbal botanical garden sa loob ng Diliman, no, and I think it's under Professor Glessy Atienza.
Oh, that's good.
Kay Prof Glessy, no, we talked at length about what herbs to showcase in our botanical garden, and yung pinaka punot dulo noon is actually public education. It's not to grow Lagundi para bigyan ng Lagundi stocks ang PGH. No, it's not that. No, it's really to advocate sa kabataan natin from grade school to high school to college.
Yes. You might want to consider like integrating it with other disciplines. Napag-isipan din namin to, yung guest namin last week, si Dr. Navarra, yung tungkol sa pag-integrate ng iba-ibang mga disiplina within mga ganyang mga proyekto. So, halimbawa, yung indigenous spices yung naisip niya before. So, halimbawa ito, indigenous herbal medicine. Ang role, halimbawa, sa ating food technology na discipline, medicine, 'di ba? How they can develop, 'di ba, these herbal plants, 'di ba? Sa side naman namin sa College of Architecture, ang landscape architecture, how they can enhance spaces, 'di ba, yung ganyan. And then meron pang isa pero paano pwedeng integrate yung mga disiplina?
Good news for you kasi sa architecture, there are a lot of architecture students and engineering students who interview me. Ako kaya lang ini-interview. Paano po dapat ang disenyo ng isang building, na may herbal plants? Pangalawa, paano po namin mga estudyante paano ma-design ng isang complex, a health complex, sa loob ng barangay health center, na may part ng garden, may part ng advocacy kung saan nagde-lecture yung mga doktor at nurse doon sa mga kabataan at membro ng mga community on herbs, At I'm glad to say that our students actually participate in this kind of green architecture ba tawag mo doon, or ganun it's not a new thing now, it was a new thing in the 90s, I think, pero ngayon yata medyo na siya, may certification na nga yata to become a green building or green a green architecture design, it's being used now, but I think mas decorative yata yung ngayon, rather than functional, that we include herbal plants, I think it's really more to cool the place, kasi you have plants to reduce the temperature, to provide more shade, parang more aesthetic, rather than a part of the system of health.
Yes, so parang yun nga yung pag-integrate halimbawa enhancement of spaces, di ba, sa landscape architecture, and also yun nga the cooling properties, di ba, of the plants. But at the same time, halimbawa, yun nga sa food technology and the development of recipes, halimbawa, yung mga food, di ba, na pwedeng ma-prepare from the garden, and then sa medicine, of course, how to develop these herbs as medicinal treatments, ganyan. And then yung in terms of health din, kasi ang CHK din namin, yung programa, malawak din sa urban garden. So yun, parang yung potential ba na pag-integrate
to integrate herbal medicine into the different disciplines, different academic disciplines here. It's actually something that I am advocating. I've mentioned, I've been napapaunlak talaga ako ng lectures, ng interviews with our architecture students, with our engineering students. Perhaps soon dahil dito sa programa, I would now have FN o kaya food nutrition students coming in to interview me. Sana actually, but kailangan, who will they interview? There are very few specialists in herbal medicine, na pwede mag-share, if you really want to integrate, we must have the program coordinators, the colleges interested in that as well, So for example, tama ka, I think sa architecture madali lang kasi we're already doing it, but for vet med, for instance, sa Los Baños nating or engineering, kailangan magkaroon na sila ng interest din, Sa vetmed, for example, yung mga deworming na perhaps there's an herb na which can be developed or can be discovered para sa deworming ng ating mga alagang hayop.
Yes. So sa engineering, I would say perhaps the soil stabilizing capabilities, about root systems of the different herbal plants, including the trees.
Actually, yung soil analysis is really part of the study of propagation ng herbal plants. So we do that a lot in UP Los Baños, where they study what kind of soil ang bagay para dito, ano ang elements ng soil ang nagpapataas ng antioxidant level ng isang halaman, at least for that, UP is very active, in promoting research on these kinds of studies or these kinds of plants.
Ayun, nasabihan na naman ako na napakadaldal ko na naman. Ang guest natin, daming information din at ang sarap makipagkwentuhan. So tuloy-tuloy lang tayo, classmate JJ. Sige.
Ang ganda po nung mga punto na naibahagi habang nakikinig ako sa inyong dalawa. Siguro maidadagdag ko na lang din na parang nauugat po siya sa kultura natin bilang mga Pilipino, dahil parang napaka-interesante po kasi parang natutunan kong word kanina ay nagsasalimbayan yung salik ng pangkapaligiran at salik ng pantao. Parang may interaction po, may ugnayan yung dalawa, and dapat may pagtutulungan or pag-uugnayan, may integration of all the things na mga naibahagi po ni Dr. Butch kanina. Ayan.
Isa sa mga bagay na isinusulong ng WHO is actually the principle or the idea of planetary health, no. Planetary health affects not only our own health but the health of the environment, the health of the earth, no. So when we talk about it, we must talk about something that is sustainable, no. To sustain our culture, that's one, no. To preserve and conserve our culture, to sustain the health of the country, no. And hindi naman lahat ng bagay ay traditional medicine lang. No, it's not that. No, ang gusto nga natin is to include modern medicine into the picture. However, we must also respect nature. We must also respect yung kalikasan at yung mundo, yung the earth. No, sabi ko nga, we have been talking about this since kanina pa. No, open spaces. We are losing open space. No? Even in the provinces, we're losing forest cover.
Yes.
I realized much recently that we only have around less than 10% of our original forest cover left. Even less pa nga yata than 5. I'm not so sure. No, the people in UPLB might know better. No, but the point is, no, because of rapid urbanization, and modernization, and of course population growth, saan pa tayo titira? Siyempre, no, we have to go somewhere to put up our homes, no, to build community. So that is at the kumbaga, ang kapalit niyan ay yung environment. No, we chop down trees and we make forests into communities or subdivisions, no? Pero kailangan may plano.
Yes.
No? We cannot stop modernization, we cannot stop urbanization, we cannot stop population growth, no? But we can do something to slow down the degradation of our environment, or perhaps to create ways to preserve it while we are growing as a nation.
Opo, ang ganda po nun. Ang ganda po nun, classmate Butch. Parang babalik po tayo doon sa konsepto na let's be a good citizen, di ba? We have to look after and for our spaces.
And I think that is where the youth can come in, no? Nabanggit na namin ni classmate Ibay that not so long ago kami ay na-expose sa traditional na hilot, na yung pampausok, kinauusukan, no, yung suob o tuob kami, personally ako, no, di ko alam kung ilan sa atin.
Ako din no.
Di ba?
May asthma ako so alam ko yung
hilot, yung tunay na hilot, no, at ang tunay na paggamit ng halamang gamot, no. At least tayo dito ay naranasan natin. But ilan sa mga ating kababayan, lalo na the youth, know about it. So I think it's very important that the youth also consider this as an interest sa kanila, no? Hindi lang palaging technology or hawak nga natin laptop sa harap natin no, or cellphone, no? But also take up an advocacy in preserving our heritage and health, heritage and culture in the use of indigenous materials.
Opo, ayan. Pinag-uusapan na natin po yung responsibilidad ng mga kabataan. Siguro isingit po namin ni classmate Ibay itong katanungan. Ano po yung mga hakbang na maaring gawin ng mga NSTP students, ng mga NSRC reservist po, yung mga kabataan, and of course mga volunteers upang makatulong po sila sa pagtataguyod at pangangalaga ng herbal gardens sa loob ng campus and of course sa community po natin?
Well, ang isa kong naiisip dito ay kailangan proactive ang UP. The UP as a teaching institution should actually begin to teach the students about our heritage, our culture, and health, no? Di ko alam kung kasama sa NSTP program yung sa common module yung yung paggamit ng halamang gamot, yung history ng ating bayan sa paggamit ng traditional na pamamaraan, no? But that's one way. No, pangalawa, the student should be active, no, perhaps parang niisip ko parang high school magpaano ka ng lagundi grow your own herb, no, pero for one, no, introduce them nga to herbal medicine, introduce them to hilot, introduce them to our traditional ways, no, and let them experience it, no. Pangalawa, yung ating mga professional, yung mga young doctors to be natin sa College of Medicine, no? Siguro pwede natin i-reintroduce although meron na, no, kaya ako nagtuturo sa College of Medicine, but other schools of medicine, no, isama ang traditional medicine sa kanilang modules, no. And sa ibang sa Institute of Chemistry where I'm from, no, dito ako nag-chemistry, no. Meron kaming natural products laboratory, o yung NatProd natin, no. Doon active sila na nagsaliksik, no, ng iba't ibang halamang gamot, no. But I think they should do more, no. Pondohan natin sila.
Ang laki talaga ng role ng mga scientists natin, 'di ba? Mga scientists ng bayan. Siguro ang madadagdag ko diyan, mga other students can also take on projects sa mga infographics, diba, yung mga how to identify, diba, how to plant, how to propagate, also how to prepare herbal medicine, kasi yun din yata yung nagkukulang, diba, yung awareness tungkol dito, pati yung mga benepisyo niya. So sige, bilang final message, classmate Butch, anong hamon ang nais mong iwanan sa kabataan bukod sa mga na-mention nyo earlier, lalo na sa mga estudyante ng NSTP at mga reservists, mga graduate ng NSTP?
Napakabilis ng panahon, yes. Parang kaka-umpisa lang natin, no? Ang hamon natin actually sa mga kabataan is not just para sa kabataan, no? Ang impact nito ay sa Pilipinas, no? Ang hamon natin ay to preserve and conserve, to know about traditional ways, to know about traditional herbs, to discover, no? Or sabihin natin rediscover, kasi nasa kultura naman natin na wala lang for some time, no, to rediscover herbs, to rediscover our heritage, no. And being Filipino, kasama ito, no. So yung ating mga kabataan ngayon na nasanay na pag may sakit ay tableta o syrup na nabibili sa botika, no, are we losing our identity, no, by using these? In some way, sa aking pananaw ay oo, no. Ang hamon ko sa kanila, no, ay matutunan natin sa ating mga nakakatanda. You ask them, yung mga magulang, si lolo, si lola, no, about traditional ways, no. Magpakwento lang, no, at i-propagate niyo amongst yourselves, no. Be proactive, no, in promoting traditional and indigenous health sa generation nila, no. This is for them, no, this is for the Philippines, this is for us, no, this is our identity and our heritage. Let us not lose it.
Do you have any resources that have documented yung mga ganyan indigenous knowledge, di ba, ng mga
yes.
for others, for mothers natin?
We do have publications, yes, in the division, research and development division of PITAC, no. I used to be the division chief of research, no. And over the years we have published many books. Actually, namakita kanina yung Encyclopedia of Philippine Medicinal Plants, no. Yung pharmacopoeia, yun ang tamang pharmacopoeia.
That's the scary word.
Yung pharmacopoeia na ginawa natin is the very, very first pharmacopoeia of the Philippines on herbal plants, no. Doon nakalagay yung mga chemical and molecular structures ng mga biomolecules which are found in different plants, how to use them, no, how to identify them, no. Para sa akin, no, you can reach out to the Department of Health PITAC, no, the R&D division, to get more information. You can actually also dahil tayo ay sariling atin, I must say that the UP Manila NIH, National Institute for Health, Institute for Herbal Medicine, IHM, does actually publish books on the use of traditional plants, no, herbal plants sa Pilipinas, no. I have seen the publications. Very good, very easy to read, easy to understand, no. Ito ay yung mga libro na nakikita natin sa home library natin dati. Ngayon wala nang home library, no. Dati yun. So for easy reference, no. I think they're coming up with a new edition of their books, no. And I would recommend to everyone here to look into the website of the UP Manila IHM, no? Or to contact Dr. Cecil Maramba-Lasarte, who's the director of IHM, for information on resource materials.
Sige. Sorry, bago tayong magtapos, yun din, ang maganda din palang proyekto, yung pagsasalin nitong mga resources na ito at mga references sa ating wikang Pilipino at ibang mga wika sa buong bansa natin.
Isa yan, actually, tambuti sinabi mo yan dahil Professor Glessy Atienza, yung project na binabanggit natin last few months ago, no, ay actually maganda, no, para i-translate yung ating mga publications into their local dialects, no?
Yes, kasi the jargon so scientific ganun, and in English mahirap.
Kumbaga ituloy-tuloy na natin, no? Kumbaga we promote our Filipino heritage, gamitin na natin ang mga dialects at lengguwahe ng ating bansa. So tama ka, no? It's best also to translate or publish works in our own dialect.
Yes.
Ayan, on that note, dyan po nagtatapos ang ating programa. Maraming salamat po sa ating panauhin. In line sa ating topic ngayong araw, ngayong episode Luntiang Lunas, Halamang, Gamot at Hardin ng Bayan. Marami tayong nakuhang bagong kaalaman mula kay classmate Butch. Marami tayong natutunan tungkol sa ating panauhin, tungkol sa kahalagahan po at mga benepisyo ng halamang gamot. Of course, tinalakay po natin kung paano ang halamang gamot ay patuloy na may mahalagang papel sa ating kasaysayan at kultura. And of course, napag-usapan din kung papaano po natin pinagsasama ang konsepto ng halamang gamot and of course urban gardening, and naitampok din po natin yung ang mga tradisyonal na kaalaman ay maari pa ring magsilbing gabay sa mga modernong solusyon sa ating mga pangangailangan. Classmate Ibay?
Ayan. So, huwag kalimutang i-like ang aming Facebook page, facebook.com/Serbisyong Tatak UP.
Ayan, mga classmates, tutok po kayo sa susunod na episode ng STUP. Ako po muli, si classmate JJ Malate.
At ako naman, si classmate Ibay ng NSTP Diliman Office. Samahan nyo kami ulit sa susunod na episode sa umaga.
Ayan, ang DZUP 1602 ay kasapi po ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Magsama-sama po ulit tayo sa susunod para sa isang panibagong episode ng Serbisyong Tatak UP. Sa DZUP 1602, kasali ka!
Serbisyong para sa bayan.
Handog ng mga eskolar ng bayan. Inihahandog ng National Service Training Program ng Universidad ng Pilipinas Diliman ang
Serbisyong Tatak UP.
Taas kamay, mga bayani, sa harap ng pagsubok. Huwag kang susuko, bigyan ng boses ang sigaw ng masa. Ang bagong pag-asa ay mula sa'yo, mula sa'yo, mula sa'yo. Panibagong pag-asa ay mula sa'yo.